place in life. With an enormous round of applause to illuminate his speech, please help me welcome Maximus.
How many of us have started something? Terrible at it. Beginning. Illuminating. And thanks for the participation too, because without this but maybe it was learning how to drive. Perhaps it was Super Mario. No one quits Super Mario just because they can't beat World 8 on the first 5 minutes that they play the game. That we're so willing to start something else in our own lives, but we won't accept the fact that we start at level 1. We don't expect that we're not going to be at level 50 the same way that we do with Super Mario. And when we don't start at level 50, oftentimes we just don't start at all. So what's the first level that comes to mind when I ask you, what's the first level you need to beat in your own life?
Level 1.
I'm telling you that.
This was inspired by that. This wasn't. So in a game and in life, there are main quests, there are side quests, and in those quests, we gain experience, or XP for short, and we go up levels. So what's a main quest? Main quest could be whatever it is that your employment is that you make money on, whether you're an entrepreneur, but basically whatever it is that feeds your family, keeps a roof over you, and makes sure you're alive. A side quest is something that supports the main quest, but is not the main quest. So it could be something like buying a project car like Ed has and fixing it up, actually fixing it up, buying the car. Or, well, he actually fixed it up. Or starting a side business so that the side quest can someday become the main quest. It could be a hobby. Again, all of these things are supportive of the main quest, but they are not the main quest. Now, in your main quest, maybe it's a promotion, maybe it's graduating from high school, whatever it is that you think of, you gain experience points, XP, throughout. The same thing with the side quest. You know, for me, when I started coaching nutrition, I learned a lot. I've grown a lot because of that side quest. I'm sure Ed's learned a lot about himself and putting together his Carmen Gill and getting it running. So as progression happens throughout any game and in life, whether it's your main quest, whether it's your side quest, you start asking a simple question. What else am I capable of? Because once you get past level 1, once you're on level 15, once you're on level 22, it's starting to get fun because you start to get the momentum and you start to learn and you start to grow. But I have to ask, are you building your own character or are you building someone else's? For me, it wasn't until 2 years ago that I looked myself in the mirror and said, I have to make changes after getting a pre-diabetic diagnosis. That I realized I was spending all of my side quest time on someone else's main quest. And it wasn't a bad thing, but I was spending too much time on my main quest and ignoring my family, ignoring my hobbies, ignoring the projects that I could be doing. And so what I do, we throttled back a little bit on the main quest. And I started a side quest. I got certification to coach nutrition coaching. And in that side quest, I started realizing how much of my character was being built because of someone else's rules, someone else's game that I was playing. It looks different for everybody. Maybe it's a corporate position like I was in. Maybe it's watching too much Netflix. Maybe it's scrolling too much. watching sports, watching someone else's character build, cheering on someone else's character more than your own. And you got to pay attention to whose character you're building and where you're spending your attention, your time, and your energy, because that is where your XP is going. What is one area of your life that you know you could reach level 50 if you just stopped quitting at level 1? Because you have to remember, every action you take builds XP. Every repeated action helps to build skills. Every time you go work out, every time you take a walk after the sunset and a little bit of a run, every time you have an uncomfortable conversation, every rep, no matter what it's for, is building your character, is building your XP, leveling you up. And most of the time, building XP, it's not glamorous. It's not exciting. A lot of the stuff we do is out of the spotlight. A lot of the stuff we do, no one gets to see, but it's necessary. So, what are your choices preparing you for? As I mentioned, every action builds XP. Every repeated choice develops a trait or a skill. Every level prepares you for the next challenge in life. In life, we've lived it long enough to know that it will inevitably challenge you again. It's not about becoming level 50. It's about becoming the character for yourself that you're going to become to face the next challenge. So next time life tests what you've been building, will you be ready? Woo!